Hello, RGL family. Welcome back to Retro Gamer Life with your host, me, MJRetroGamer. And we have another game pickups and unboxing episode tonight. This is going to be a quick one. I have a few things that I picked up recently and a collector's edition that I purchased as well. I am not one to usually go for the collector's editions, but seeing that these are harder to get and they are not readily available, I wanted to purchase some of the ones that I was interested in initially when I saw that they were coming out and put off buying at that time, or you have to deal with scalpers on eBay, which is probably unfair. You know, somebody who purchased it at the price that when it was released and they're trying to flip it to make some money, can't be mad at them. So, especially nowadays, we're all doing the best we can. But anyways, let's get started. The first thing I have here, so let me take and put these aside now that I have my thumbnail. This I got because this was sort of an impulse buy. I have some Wii's that I'm looking to resell, and a lot of times when you purchase lots of controllers, most of the controllers are not the Wii Motion Plus, and this was selling what I thought was a really good deal on eBay. It was less than what they wanted at GameStop. I forget what GameStop wanted, but this was a really good deal. Ship for free. It's OEM. It's Nintendo. It's not a third-party brand. So now I can make one of my just regular Wii controllers, Motion Plus. Even though the Motion Plus is actually only needed for a specific set of games, I don't have that list readily available. Most of the games you don't really gain anything by having it, but I mean, I guess it's supposed to be more accurate. But yeah, so I got this, so now I have one more Wii Motion Plus controller. Next is I purchased some games to resell, and as I've talked about before, a lot of times I will pick up more than one copy, one that I'll keep for my collection, and then I'll sell one, and this way I'm able to sort of pay for my passion, pay for my collecting. So I do that by getting multiple copies of games or just purchasing games specifically for reselling. But at any rate, this one I bought to resell, but also I wanted to keep a copy for my collection because it's Back to the Future, and this does not have a manual, and from what I can find, this is the way it comes. So this is technically complete. We've got the game disc, and it's Back to the Future, which I have not played. So I'll put in the video afterwards. So yeah. So that's Back to the Future, and that's for the Xbox 360. In my first video back, I talked about getting I talked about how Xbox 360 is getting more difficult to find at GameStops. Your mileage may vary, or if you have, maybe you have mom and pop game stores, Game Exchange. Game Exchange still has, Xbox 360, but it definitely seems like GameStop is not getting as much inventory, and I don't know if they're not getting as much inventory because people aren't trading it in, or they're not getting as much inventory because they're moving away from that generation with PS5 and the new Xbox consoles coming out. They might just be setting a floor at the PS4 and Xbox One generation. And Radical Reggie, who's another YouTuber, which I've mentioned, is he talks about it, and he was the one who kind of prompted me to go out and see what inventory is available in my area to see if there's anything that I want to pick up before it's gone. This was purchased online, and but even online, it's getting to be slim pickings, especially if anything, any of what I would consider better games or collectible games. Next we have, I guess I'll keep that a little off camera, right? Final Fantasy, which one is it? 13-2, right? 10, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. That being said, I've only actually played through and beat the first Final Fantasy, mainly because I have played a lot of our Final Fantasy 2, the North American Final Fantasy 2, but after that, I didn't own, I didn't have a PlayStation. I played at friends' houses, so I have some experience with Final Fantasy 7 as well. And I had never, until recently, played Final Fantasy 3 North American. I want to play through the earlier releases and work my way up into the more modern releases. So this is going to be going into my collection. I wasn't able to get the Final Fantasy 13 for Xbox 360. I did pick up a version of it for PS3, but I think I will probably look to I wasn't able to get the Final Fantasy 13 for the Xbox 360, but I am going to keep looking because I want it to match OCD like that. So I will probably end up reselling the PS3 version and then keep an eye out for the Xbox 360 version. But as you can see, this is complete. What is this? As you can see, this is complete. The case is missing the tab up here. That's why the manual's kind of flopping out. But manual's in really good shape. And this was also a GameStop online purchase. Next up, so I had Konami Classics Volume 2. I had received this in a previous, I think, a Goodwill purchase actually, and I forgot I had it until I saw the Volume 1 being sold in another lot, and I was like, oh, I wonder. And then I looked into it and saw that there's a Volume 1 and a Volume 2, and I was like, well, I wonder if I have the other one, and I did. So I had to obviously complete the collection and get Volume 1. So Volume 2 is, this is the only, I love the collections. This one is, there's only a few games on here. Usually with these collections you get, half a dozen games, maybe more. This is limited, but they're good games, so I think still worth it. You get the arcade Contra, the arcade Russian Attack, and the arcade Track and Field. And it's pretty cool because I don't remember. I mean, it's possible I played the arcade Contra, but I would think I would have remembered that. I don't think I played Contra until it came out on the NES, and then I used to play it a lot. Me and my buddy, co-op, of course. So playing the arcade version, seeing the arcade graphics is very cool, and so I'm really happy to pick this up. I would still consider it retro gaming, even though you're playing it on a more modern console. Although I think at this point, you could probably start considering the Xbox 360 to be retro. But this is definitely a very cool way to be able to play the arcade versions of these classics. And as I said, so I had to pick up Volume 1. Volume 1 has Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Frogger, and Super Contra. And again, like I said, I'm pretty sure these are except maybe for Symphony of the Night, although maybe that was on arcade, I don't know, I'll have to look that up. But the Super Contra is definitely the arcade version, and then Frogger is Frogger. It's just neat because they have, the graphics are improved over, what you would experience on the NES, or even, and especially, for Atari. The only place I've played Frogger is on the Atari 2600. So really happy to have this. It's in good condition, complete. So that is definitely going in the collection. So now we have the collector's edition that I was talking about, earlier. They only put it in this bubble mailer, so I'm hoping everything's okay. They wrapped it in cardboard. I'm not sure how well that's going to protect the box. I can't imagine this packaging it this way saved them that much money versus putting it in a box, but what are you going to do? So here it is. It is the Holy Diver Collector's Edition. I know I'm late to the game here, but again, finding these collector's editions, especially new, is getting more and more difficult. Especially for the original retail price. Obviously, there's options if you're willing to pay a premium. Somebody who is trying to flip it. But I got this for the retail price. We're very close, and so I'm really excited because this, as you can see, is new in box. And the reason I got this is it's for the Nintendo, which is my favorite system. That's the one I grew up with. That is where all the nostalgia is. So I have a soft spot, and I really want to get these nice, full release games before before you can't anymore. And so here it is. So let me I almost don't want to do it, but games are made to be played, right? So let's get this opened up. I think it's pretty cool that these games are getting released on original hardware, on cartridge or game packs, and I want to support it because I want to see it continue to happen. There it is. The plastic has been torn. And here we go. I probably could have opened the plastic nicer, I guess, right? Yeah, but what's the point? So that way I could have just slid it out the top and slid back in, but that would have been dumb. Yeah, so this is RetroBit, which is the ones doing the Toplin collection as well. That's upside down. Let me flip that over. So it's gold embossed, obviously not real gold. And then so this is a IREM game, which is, you know, they published some pretty good stuff on retro systems, and Retrobit has a bunch of other stuff. You know, they're so let's get it open and see what we have inside. Sorry, not the best desk cam, I apologize. Alright, so, my bad. I'm trying to find a way that I can fit more of this on screen for you guys. I guess if we do it landscape. So, what's this? Oh, so this is the sort of like certificate of authenticity. So yeah, as you can see, this is 1643 of 2800. So I guess, you know, in terms of scarcity, there hopefully is still some out there. And then what else do we have? I mean, it's a really good quality box. It's got this on the back as well, embossed on the back. It says IREM Software Engineering Incorporated, 2018 Retrobit. So we have, this looks like the game, and you know, as you can see, I mean, it's a really nice quality, and I mean, it's so cool to be able to open up a boxed sorry, I'm trying to do something with this glare. A boxed Nintendo game after all of this time, right? There we go. So, yep, so this is the game, complete in box, and I mean, just, you know, look at the box art. It's awesome. And then we have the extra stuff. So we have the manual. Wait, is this the manual? No. Power-ups. Which are, let's see. Oh, some stickers. So you have stickers of some of the pixel art. And then we have those stickers. That's very cool. And then we have, what are these? I guess just like little photos, you know, artwork, I guess. And there's a little notebook, journal. Let's see. Yeah, it's a journal. So you can keep all your game notes in there, right? So that's nice. It's like a hardcover. I mean, everything is good quality. I mean, you know, for what it is. There's a big old button in here, if I can get that out. So there's this button. I took out the whole insert because I didn't want to. So there's that button, which is very cool. And then finally there is a fig pen. I don't know if that's supposed to be a pin. It would like rip your shirt off, but it's a pixel art. So that's pretty cool actually. I like that. Very cool. So let's get the game opened up. I like having the physical media. I am a big fan of physical, and that's why, when things like this are released, I want to do what I can to support them, because I prefer the physical media. So that's out of the plastic. So when you squeeze it here, that's how you get the bend. So I'm going to take this ruler and hopefully avoid that. So as you can see, we have no crease in the top, and the box is open. So I would say that's a success. Alright, so there's a little plastic buffer there to keep it from bouncing around. And then we have the game itself. The sticker was coming up a little bit, but what are you gonna do? And it's cool. It's on a black. They used a black cartridge, and that's neat. They put a picture of the Holy Diver character on the back sticker here, where usually Nintendo would have the warning about electricity or whatever, electric shock. They use the legit security bits there, or game security screws. So that's the game, and there's a manual. So it's got the same artwork on the front there that's on the box, and it's a full color manual. So this is what I'm talking about. It's awesome that people are willing to put this amount of effort and detail into a niche hobby, and so that way we can continue to enjoy these experiences, and have access to games that we may not have originally had access to. So that is it for this pickups unboxing video. Again, thank you for taking the time to watch my videos, to like or even dislike, comment, and if you do enjoy the content, please subscribe. Please let me know what you would be interested in seeing more of. And again, thank you. I appreciate everybody in the retro gaming community, and maybe people who don't know about it and are checking it out. You're always obviously welcome. And yeah, thank you again, and have a great night. Take care. Bye. So you've got that under there.